Welcome to Rev It and Roll. I'm Aaron.
I'm Amanda, and this is Carmen.
Today we are doing a 6-month review of having Carmen, of having our Basecamp 16x.
Hold on, I gotta get my drink so that I can drink it and you can see it, like that. Cheers to 6 months and 9 years married.
We wanted to give you all an update on the things that we've learned over the last 6 months, the products we don't use that we bought thinking we were going to use all the time, products that we needed to buy later that we didn't think of, and a couple of fun stats and stories along the way. So let's get to it.
Alright. I didn't see.
She's cheating.
I didn't see. We have decided to compile some stats to see how far we've towed Carmen, how many states, how many state parks, how many national parks, etc. So Aaron's compiled those. Some of them I know because I've been tracking too. I'm going to make some wild guesses, so let's see.
Alright, so how many harvest hosts have we stayed at?
4.
She gets a point for that one.
Ding, 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 ding.
If you didn't know, we'll put a link to a video where we talk about harvest hosts. We stayed at 3 of them in that video, and then we've stayed at one other with an alpaca farm, a sheep farm, a couple of breweries. We've had a lot of fun with harvest hosts, so we stayed at 4 of them in our first 6 months out on the road. How many flat tires have we had?
1.
We have.
And I think you should ask how many hours it took to get it fixed, which I guess...
I'd say that was pretty good.
It was pretty good, but
yeah,
we need to brush up on our own maintenance skills, on our independent maintenance skills.
So while we are filming this right at the 6-month mark, there are some things that we have filmed, adventures, trips that we've been on that have not been shared here on the channel yet. So those are still to come, but we are going to reference those and include those in our first 6 months of experience because technically they happened in the first 6 months. So we got a flat tire. You haven't seen that yet, but we did.
Diego has a flat tire.
All right, next up, how many state parks have we visited?
Okay, not like slept in.
Correct. So this is how many have we been able to go to because we have Carmen.
Yeah. Okay, so we have stayed in Missouri, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Indiana, Michigan. Did I start with my thumb? And then Colorado. I think 6. No, wait, redo.
We've been able to visit 7 state parks on our trip so far. Can she come up with the last one? It is not one that we stayed at,
I know.
but we
Wisconsin,
visited.
Wisconsin.
Yep, we stayed outside of the state park and were able to visit the state park on that one.
Yeah.
Staying with the parks theme, how many national parks have we visited?
White Sands, Bryce, Zion, Mesa Verde. I think that's it. I think 4.
Ding, 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 ding. All right. How many states have we visited?
Well, that one I've been tracking. Wait, whose rules?
How many stickers on the map have you put because of your
11.
rules? Ding, ding, ding. We've also been to Nebraska and Iowa and slept in the Airstream in both of those states. But she doesn't count them, so it just is what it is.
We need 24 hours, full hours of visiting. We need to give every state the dignity of a day's visit.
And here is going to be the most challenging. We'll give it to you if you're within like 500.
Yeah, it was like Price is Right rules or something.
We'll just give it either over or under.
Okay.
Within 500, you'll get it right.
Okay.
How many miles have we towed Carmen?
I'm not gonna get this, even within 500. So we've gone back and forth to Phoenix, which is like, isn't it like 2,500? I think.
I'm not gonna help you here.
I mean, and I don't know what's on the car.
I'll tell you that on the RAV4, we just crossed 17,000 miles.
Yeah, and we use that for other things too, though. I feel like I'm just gonna guess because trying to do piecemeal the math's not gonna work out. 10,000.
Pretty close. Not within 500, but really close.
Oh, 10,500. Now am I within 500?
Yes.
It counts.
So we have towed 10,704 miles.
I'm counting the 10,500.
Those are some fun stats that we have from the first 6 months of having our Airstream. And one I left off that I didn't quiz her on is how many broken windows we've had. We had one. There's a whole video on that, our experience being able to repair that at Airstream Scottsdale. And that's kind of our stats. But we wanted to talk about just our general lessons learned, because we've learned a lot of lessons in the first 6 months.
We are not full-time Airstreamers, and when we're out for the weekend, we tend to not like to tear everything down and set it back up. One of the things we figured out first was the bed modification. So we really like to have usually like one table up here and then the bed back here with the mattresses that we bought. We stack them up and they each have bedding already on them, and then we pull the one down. This really worked for us as far as like cutting down on like setting up, tearing down, and just being able to really use the Airstream and not take the time to make it fit for whatever scenario we're in.
Another lesson learned is that your speed on the highway significantly impacts your gas mileage. And just a couple of miles per hour can really change that. On our very first cross-country trip, we were pretty much going the speed limit, closer to 75 miles an hour, and we got pretty poor gas mileage. We were down towards 13 miles per gallon. And then on our second trip, we decided to slow down a little bit, sit around more 60, 65 miles an hour, and we were closer to like 17, 18 miles per gallon. Another lesson learned, take it slow, because what's our phrase? Slow and steady finishes the race.
One of the things we're going to work on moving forward, especially now that we're moving into the colder season, when the bed's down, the heater's actually right below this this bench to the side down here. And so if you store things right here, it really gets hot. It makes those objects super hot. For us, we try not to put pillows here. And now we've tried to really like clear out just this space so that the air can come up and heat the space. Again, small things, but it really makes the features efficient from what they've already built.
That's just part of having an Airstream, and you got to figure out the systems. Both the heat, the AC, the water, all of those things, just lessons you got to learn.
Another thing is watching the fridge. It's good quality, but we like to air it out every once in a while, take everything out to make sure it doesn't like smell and kind of wash it down. Again, that might be something that people with RVs know to do regularly, but if you're doing this compared to a house, even if you're leaving it on, I feel like it needs more attention.
So a big part of being in a small space is your organization system. Now, things can get pretty messy in a small space very quickly, so you need to have a place for everything to go. The storage underneath the bench is a huge opportunity for us. We had small items here and there, but it was not being utilized in the right way. So we bought a bunch of bins, both hard and soft, flexible things, reorganized under the bench, and now have more storage there, more items ready to go in terms of extra toilet paper, paper towels, all of that. So that's all under there. That took a little bit of figuring out what are the items we actually need to have on hand, accessible, and what can be in that extra storage.
Now we're going to talk about products that we realized we were missing and some that we bought that we didn't end up needing. One of the main ones that we were missing were fans. And we bought a bunch of battery powered fans after, as you might have seen in our Harvest Host video, we were in like 90 degrees, super humid conditions with no way of having any kind of like ventilation. We had the windows open, but there was no wind. It was pretty stuffy in here.
I know Amanda said it was hot. It's been in the 90s. I think the feels like was like 106 or something like that. So I just wanted to give an update on Amanda, what she's currently doing, and that would be it. That ice pack does not have ice in it. It just happened to be in the freezer, so it's a little cold.
It's like room temperature. Well, maybe not. It's like a normal room temperature. So just having battery powered fans made a huge difference.
One item that we bought that we really haven't used at all was a portable mini desk.
Do you have any idea what this is?
No. Oh, I know what it is.
Ah. Gonna have a little desk for when the bed is made into a bed and not into tables, so we can work on the road.
We thought that we were going to be working from the Airstream a lot more than we have been. Instead, we've really been driving to a destination and working from there, so we haven't had to work in the Airstream quite as much. So that's something that has been taking up space in the storage, really unused. So unless we have a trip that we know we're going to be working from the Airstream, that's gonna stay at home. and not take up space in the Airstream anymore.
Another item that we're not going to bring anymore is an extension of the sewer hose. Every sewer site we've been to has been adequately reached by the one that we have underneath Carmen, so it was just taking up a lot of space in a bin, and we've now used that again to rearrange underneath the bench.
Then one item that we have added to the Airstream are the blocks. There's been a couple of times where we're at a location that's not 100% even, and the stabilizers on the back are not able to reach the ground. We got these yellow bricks, and that is going to allow us to put those on the ground and be able to reach the stabilizers down to them, and again, just make us more comfortable when we're actually at a campsite that's not 100% even. And you may have noticed we have some swag going on in this video. We got t-shirts with all of our branding, social media on the back. There it is, YouTube, Instagram, email. If you do want to email us, you can email us at rivetandroll@gmail.com. Say hello. Send us sponsorships. As well as some coffee mugs. We just want to say a big thank you to family member Chris, who made these for us and sent them our way. So now we get to rep, rivet, and roll when we're out walking around and having our coffee.
We wanted to address some of the common questions that we get regarding making this purchase, specifically this model, the car, etc. And overall, as far as choosing the Basecamp 16x, I think we're really happy with this purchase. We are RV newbies. We've said that all along. This has been a really manageable process. I mean, more manageable than I expected. I thought it was going to be a lot more work and a higher learning curve, but it hasn't been. So I'm really happy with Carmen. I think eventually maybe there'll be other things that meet our needs, but at this moment, this is really great for the shorter trips that we go on.
Definitely. I think for now, this serves all of our needs. Long term, is it something that we might upgrade to something like a 22-footer or something like that? That maybe. We definitely have walked through a couple of models at the dealer already, but that is definitely years out. We are enjoying what we have. And the other piece of that is our tow vehicle. We made a whole video on why we chose the RAV4, how's it worked for us, and all those things. And again, it meets our needs. It does what we needed to do. That's probably something that we would upgrade first, potentially, because we do probably want a little bit more headroom on the tow vehicle than we have right now. Again, we feel comfortable with what we have. I'll link the video there if you want to go see all the math behind what we've done. But that is something that, again, has worked for us, but we need to probably upgrade sooner rather than waiting until we have a whole new Airstream.
Overall, people have asked about the lifestyle in general and whether we enjoy it. We were campers before this, and this has just really enabled us to go on longer trips that maybe won't have as nice of weather forecast. It's added a lot of flexibility, and we work full-time. We're not full-time RVers, and so we've really loved how we've been able to do this channel, how it's pushed us to like document things, and if it weren't to be successful, we would still have the memories of it. So we've overall really enjoyed the decision to document what we've done.
So we want to say thank you. I think right at this moment we're somewhere around 950 subscribers, somewhere in between there. So we want to just thank you all for joining us. If you are not subscribed, make sure and hit subscribe, because YouTube keeps telling us that like 80% of you are not subscribed who are watching our videos. So make sure and subscribe, because we have a lot of videos coming your way. Like I said earlier, there are trips that we've been on and filmed that are going to be coming out over the next couple of months as we head into winter. And you want to be around for those. Make sure you have the notification bell on so you know when those come out.
I believe the line is, be sure to hit subscribe to find out where in the world Carmen goes next.
Yes, it is.